Okay, I'm back. Thank you for joining me. I apologize. I don't know, Facebook knocked me out, but I'm here because this is due day and we are doing this. All right, so thank you for being here with me. Welcome, welcome. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know where are you joining us from, right? So today is February the 8th, and I am here to release my new book, brand new release, The Growing Life. The Growing Life is a book that I've been writing for quite some time now, and it's time to release it. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Pastor Paul, Dr. Ugochi. I can see you. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Right. I am so honored to have you here with me. Thank you for your support throughout this process. Amazing, amazing. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome. Let me know where you're joining from. Where are you joining us from? Lagos. Yeah. Thank you for joining, Doctor. It's amazing having you here. Pastor Paul, welcome. Thank you. Helen, yay, Lagos. Thank you for joining us. Right. And I just want to thank you so much for your support during this process and even now. Right. So, The Growing Life is my new book. You've probably seen the covers and all that I've been posting in the last few days about it, and you probably you received messages on WhatsApp, emails, and yes, we are doing this together because growth is a journey. Growth is a journey, and it's a journey that no one can take on their own. In the Growing Life book, I talk about my journey of growing, becoming the best version of myself. It's a journey that I am still on, and I am learning, I'm growing every day. And every day I am reintroducing me to myself. Yay! Yeah, Auntie Bees. Woo! Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Auntie Bees, there's a surprise for you in that book, in my book. And I know you love it. You've been an inspiration to me, and it's a privilege to speak some of your words, and it's right there in the book. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. You've all inspired me to write this book. And this book is dedicated to my father, late Ivor Augustine. Yes, that was my father. Today marks his 30th posthumous anniversary. So today is exactly 30 years that he passed on, and this book is dedicated to him. My wonderful dad, amazing, and he's still very present in my life, very present with us. And I am so honored to dedicate this book to his memory because he was a special person. My dad taught me how to read. My dad taught me to love books because he was an avid reader. So I saw my dad read every day. I saw him devouring books, and that gave me a love for books. So I started reading very early, and I've enjoyed reading ever since. So when I read, when I see books, most often it reminds me of him. And so it has just been very wonderful to grow into it and to keep growing. In my book, I talk about him. I share my story of growth. I share my story of becoming me. I share a lot about the things that I have gone through, the pitfalls that I have encountered, some of the traps. I call them booby traps, growth booby traps that I have had to overcome on my journey of growth. It's all in the book. Yeah, you need to read it. I'm excited because this book is going to help you personally, and it's also going to help you to grow your business or your career, because I share 10 key principles that you can use to create a life of intentional growth and staying on that path, staying the path of growth. Because it's not enough to start growing. You know, growth is something that you must do continually. You grow every day. If you stop growing, what happens? You start declining. Yes. Yes, the growth booby traps. Yes, they come with the territory. I love that. They do come with the territory, right? Yeah, they're booby traps. I tell you, growth is not as it's a wonderful journey. It's a fantastic journey, and the booby traps just makes the adventure worth living. You see, my life is a growing life, and so many of us are on this path. So in my book, I've mentioned a lot of things I have learned from people, beautiful souls along the way. Yay! Yeah, Auntie Jennifer joining from Port Harcourt. Thank you. Thank you. Right, so those traps I've had to encounter, I share them in the book, and excuses that I've also encountered, I share them in the book. So 10 principles, 10 key principles that I have come to identify. And I'm just going to talk about the first one, which is the first thing is to believe you are worth the effort. Believe you are worth it. Because until you believe that you are worth it, you are not going to put in the effort to grow. Napoleon Hill said that. So you have to believe that you are worth it in order to put in the effort to grow. And in this chapter, I talk about building belief. How do you build belief in yourself? And how you can also borrow belief from others. So growth is a longing in everybody, in every one of us. Growth is a longing. Every life is seeking for expression, for progression, for advancement. If we're not advancing in life, we are unfulfilled. We feel worthless. Just imagine a stagnant life. Just say a stagnant pool of water. When it is stagnant, it becomes toxic. Everything ugly grows there. So I wrote this book so that you can step out of that place of stagnancy if you find yourself there. And if perhaps you are growing, you are taking steps every day to become the best version of yourself. This book is going to inspire you to stay the path, to know that you are not alone and that there is help along the way. I strongly believe that we are made for more. We are made for so much more. And with the recent happenings in my life, in the world, the last few months, I've seen some precious people just leave this space. People that I've grown with, that I've got to know, and people that have inspired me along the way, and people that have deposited greatness inside of me, have helped me along the journey, transition, go. And that has strengthened my resolve, my conviction that I must stay on this path of growth. And not just for myself, but for the people that I have been called to impact, to influence. And that is the reason why your life must be a growing life. Destinies are tied to you. If you are not growing, if you're not adding more to yourself, adding value to yourself, you can't give out to those destinies that are tied to you. So believe you are worth it. Believe you are worth the effort to grow, and take the steps every single day to grow. It breaks my heart to see people that I know, that I've known for many years. You know, I probably I've not seen them in a long time. And then when I get to meet them, I find them at the same spots I left them 5 years ago, 10 years ago. That is heartbreaking. And that is why this book will inspire you, and people who are struggling to grow, struggling to take the first step. Maybe you're not even aware that you're not growing, because sometimes you think you are, because you're making money, your career is progressing, you're building skills. Okay, so you think you're growing. But I've come to know a lot of people who are at the peak of their careers, and they found out that they still are not growing. They haven't really grown. Why? Their lives are not significant. They've been chasing success for 20 years, 30 years. And now they've come to a point where they feel, oh, I'm getting closer to my exit, and I have not grown. I talk about in the book. I share a story of someone that I met in a program, and she was 64 years old at the time, a few years ago. And during that workshop, she started weeping. I mean, we just started hearing sobs from the back of the room. And the room was still, silence. It was just her sobs we were hearing. Of course, we gave her time, to express her emotions. And she stood up. She stood up and she said, she's just come to the realization that she is getting closer to her exit. She's 64 years old, and, she just feels like her life has just been wasted. She's just wasted 64 years of her life here on earth. She's not really grown. Yes, she's achieved some success and all that, but she has not really grown. And that stayed with me for a while. And my mentor, who was hosting the workshop, he said something profound. He said, you haven't wasted 64 years of your life. Those years have had their meaning, but the rest of your life is the best of your life. And you can start now and start growing and make the rest of your life the best of your life. Leave significance, leave a legacy. You can start now. That was so encouraging. So no matter where you find yourself, you can start now and make the rest of your life a growing life, a life of impact, a life of influence. And it all begins with belief, self-belief. Right? Believe you are worth it. Believe you are worth, growing in your business. Believe your business is worth it. It's not something you just do day in, day out. It's not just something you go, you have to leave the house in the morning and go somewhere and while the time and make some money, put food on the table. No. Believe that business is meant, it's worth it. It's worth growing. It's worth advancing, and it's worth being a vessel of impact, of significance to your world, to the world. A growing life is a life that gives of itself. It gives all of it so that it can die empty. So that it can die empty. I love the quotes by Miles Monroe. Miles Monroe, he said something. He said, "Don't die old, die empty. That's the goal of life. Go to the cemetery and disappoint the graveyard." A growing life is a life that will go to the cemetery and disappoint the graveyard, because it's going to give of everything that it has. So, your life is a growing life. Believe you are worth it. Put everything you've got into it. Look for avenues to grow. Get help, get support, because the world needs you. The world needs you to be your best. God needs you to be the best that He has created you to be. You are worth it. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being with me on this journey. Thank you, Coach BC, Helen. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawal. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ogochi. Thank you, Odeyemi. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Auntie Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you, Rajuno. Thank you, Raj. I appreciate you all. So, today we release the growing life into the world. You can start placing your orders. The e-copies are ready, so you can, if you're an e-reader, because I also talk about the different types of readers in the book. So e-readers are not left out. Virtual readers are not left out. Audio readers are not left out. So we're going to cover all the reading styles as we progress on this journey, because you need to grow. You need to stay on the path of growth and keep blooming, keep blossoming, keep releasing all you have got into the world so that you can disappoint the grave. You can disappoint the grave. We won't die old. We will die empty. The link is in the chat, in the comments, so you can place your orders from today. Send me a message, and I would love to see your comments on the book, your reviews. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for your words of encouragement. We all deserve to grow, and we are partners on this journey. Thank you for being here with me today. Place your orders. Forward the link to your friends, your family, and let's grow together. Good night, and God bless you. Make your life a growing life.